A brother,
The struggle is real.
Doctor, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
Go ahead, tell us, what do you think?
Well, I don't know the context in which you put out the discussion and whether America is good or not good. I used to tell people, if you have your way, if you have anybody, if you have your way, move out of Nigeria. There's any developed country is better than Nigeria. That one is established. It's no joke. I was still talking to somebody in Canada today. I said, don't go back to Nigeria because for you to suffer in Canada and survive later, you can still look back and say, yes, thank God for what God has done for me. But for you to now go back after spending even the ticket money alone is something we cannot even talk about. But let's come back to the issue of America and the strength, the strength and the weakness.
Hold on, sorry. If you are doing well in Nigeria or you are doing okay in Nigeria, you have not gotten to the point where you are frustrated. I think Nigeria is above a certain age. I don't have the relevant. Someone spoke about STEM. If you don't have the relevant STEM communication qualifications, you will also struggle in America.
There's struggle. Yes, there's real struggle in America. But you see, I want to, Daddy Freeze, you see, when we are talking about this EU that concerns over 2 million people in Nigeria, we have to understand that being comfortable in Nigeria is relative to individual. You understand what I'm saying? Being comfortable, everybody knows what comfortability means to him or her. So what makes you comfortable may not make me comfortable, even when I have the money. For the fact that I cannot sleep with my 2 eyes closed in the night in Nigeria alone is enough to turn somebody, or even has the million.
But where is the clothes?
Yeah, but how many of you do have? You see, Daddy Freeze, when you come here, I try to understand the audience you are dealing with. All of us are not like you. All of us don't have the opportunity you have. Right. All of us don't have the background that you have. All of us don't have the what you have gone through in life to get you to this point you are. Don't let me miss my road. You know, so we have to understand a lot of people are in this basket. And when we are talking to a lot of people in that basket, we have to understand that you cannot use one person to ring out everybody. No, it's not fair. You see, majority of
but it's also not fair to also ring out the people that are also finding Nigeria. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. So when you are talking about you can buy Rolex now and put it in your hand. How many people can do that in Nigeria? So even if everything they buy like this, you sell your Rolex and you move to anywhere you can. And you have a second citizenship in Romania, or where do you say you come from? Daddy Freeze. You can run there. You can carry all your family and go there if anything happens in Nigeria. But we are talking about people that don't have anything. They don't know. Some people, the only place they know in their life is just Lagos. They don't even travel out of Lagos. Some people, the only place they know in their life is Ekiti. They've never even been out of Ekiti. Or the only place they can think of that they've been to, maybe university, those who have gone to school. Those are the only place they can say, okay, yeah, I've seen people. So you cannot compare. And don't let us compare. Because a lot of people in the basket of wanted to leave or that are not comfortable being in that country, there are many. We cannot even quantify it. So now what I'm saying is this, see, there is problem. We can say in America, we have the good, the bad, and the ugly. But let me come back to the issue of the person that you wrote is something, and they were saying that there is debt and this in America. Yes, there is. There is no way you will come to a foreign land. Either you are 40, maybe some people came at 40, 45, There's no way you will get here and you will not run into credit card debt. There's no way. Number one, you cannot compare yourself with somebody who has been in this system since birth. He knows how to go through the system. Number one, he has some people have been working for. Since my son started working at the age of 14. How on earth will you compare her
14 is an
or him with me? 16, sorry. Yeah, 16. He started working. Yeah, when he was in high school. Yeah, he started working at 16. Yes. Yeah, he started working at 16. What I'm saying is that people have been living here, they earn money from kids, from when they are very young. And some people, they work on the same job for 30 years non-stop. And they make their money. They can plan their life. They know what they want. They know, okay, if you want to live in a low area, if you want to buy a house, they know how to plan. But those of us that just came in, and you even imagine me, I came here with 3 kids at a time, with nothing. How do you think I'm not going to have credit card debt? How do you think I'm not going to go through it? How am I going to even sort out my life with 3 kids at a go here in America? And they have to go to school. I have to feed them. I have to put house on their head. I have to do everything. So how do you think I'm going to balance like somebody who has been living here? And I came here at the age of 40. So you can never compare. If anything that I have been through in the last 15 years that I've been in this country, you can never compare it with somebody who has been in the country for the past 50 years of their life.
Can I say something?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, you're saying something like people have credit card debt. Credit card debt is a choice.
No, I'm talking about people who came here at the age of 40, at the age of 45. It's a choice. Depends on where you are, what you are doing, and look at it. Look, some people, they came even at that age with all the burden on their head. They will still want to take care of people in Africa. And that is the more problem why most of us have problem in this part of the world. If all the money you've been sending to Africa, you've been building house in Africa, you bring it back into the system. By the time you leverage it, you discover that you don't own as much debt. Don't give anybody money in Africa. Don't build house in Africa. Don't buy house in Africa. You will settle your debt. That's what I know. Do you understand what I'm saying? And if you have the opportunity, like what that sister the other time said, if you have the opportunity of developing yourself, there is chance for you. If you have been doing, I started with security job in this country. Yes. If you now have the opportunity of going to school, I'm telling you, you can never be the same. If you have to go but most people, they don't have the opportunity of doing that. Maybe because when they got here, they don't even have the paper to work. You know how hectic for the next 5 years or 10 years of their life, they are struggling to get their paper. They are spending the money they have to do the paper. How are they going to survive? And they still want to take care of people at home. They still want to build at home. How would they not enter into credit card debt?
Why don't you prioritize your priority by focusing on one at a time?
Okay,
because it's not just putting pressure on yourself.
Who's going to educate you? Who? That's the question. Most of the information people are getting now is on the internet now. If not because of this internet thing, that people can hear people out. People can hear people telling their story. People don't have that. And one thing about Europe or America is that whoever that accommodates you or that is your friend, when you get to this country, may even determine how far you can go in life. Am I right? It depends. It depends on who you fall into, who brought you down here, or who accommodated you when you came. Because the information they will give you is what you are going to live on.
Right.
The information they are giving, that's the only thing you will live on. You don't have any, there's nothing you can do. So if you don't have the information, how do you move? Do you know that there are several? I've been in Europe before. I was seeking asylum in Europe. And yes, I spent 3 years in Europe. And it was the last month that I wanted to leave Europe. I met this is a woman friend of mine. She's a Ghanaian. And she said, "Oh, you want to go back to Nigeria?" I said, "Yes, I want to go back to Nigeria." He said, "Go to this office. Go to this office. When you get there, tell them you want to leave this country. They will buy your ticket and they will give you money. And true to it, I went to that office and they bought my ticket and they gave me money. So if I don't have that information, how am I going to do it? So information is very, very important. Even this credit card debt that we are talking about, most of us are now educated on how to manage our life, even financial management. And by the time you get into it, you cannot get yourself out of it again. So these are real problem. You don't have the information, you just get it, they will come at you and give you $15,000 credit. Hey, there is money, and you started spending that money on something, and you neglect the fact that you are still going to repay the money. You understand? And because you have that credit card, you can decide to buy ticket and go to Nigeria and go and enjoy yourself. You will not tell anybody that you use your credit card to buy ticket, not that you have the cash to buy the ticket. Do you understand what I'm saying? And by the time you know it, if even those who are going to, who went to school here, do you know that most of them are in serious debt going to school? And for the next 10 years, they are paying that debt. Even some people, they pay for the next 5 years.
Yes.
Yeah, they are paying the debt. So how are they going to survive? How are they going to survive? So debt is, credit card debt is something that is common to everybody. Even if you don't have a credit card debt, you have debt on one thing or the other. Even the mortgage that you get into. If you buy a house, for the next 30 years, you have to buy. So if you are 45 or 50 years and you buy a house and you have to pay for the next 30 years, how old are you going to finish paying? Are you not going to go back to Nigeria? Even some people, when they get here, they go and buy, you get a mortgage. At the same time, you get a car, a very good car. And you have to be paying for those for the next 20 years. You cannot even go to Nigeria. Yeah. So for those who don't have debt, that is good. Everybody's journey is different. You don't compare yourself to everybody. The way everybody got here is different. What you encounter in getting here is different. We cannot compare ourselves. Whatever we are doing, we cannot. You cannot compare it. We cannot compare ourselves, and we cannot say, because somebody is doing good in America, you too you will do good in America. You don't know what they go through. You don't know what they are spending their money on. You don't know the family commitment they are. You don't know whether they people have serious debt in Nigeria before they come down here, and they have to sort it out. So everybody's story is different. But I need to say, I can say emphatically that America is a good place because in America, one thing about America is that you always have a new beginning. You can start, if everything crashed today, you can sit down and start planning yourself again. So what else? Can you do that in Nigeria? No, you don't have that in Nigeria. The only thing I know that is affecting me here in America is loneliness. I'm telling you, the only thing we do here is you work, you go back to your house. You work, you go back. So if you don't make your house comfortable for you to relax, sleep, and eat good food, then it's going to be a problem. And also your mentality too also have effects. You see, when you put too much expectation on yourself coming here, and you cannot meet those expectations, then you become depressed. Yeah, you become depressed. You feel, and when you start talking to yourself that you are lonely every time, you know what the psychological effect on you. And nobody's going to knock at your door. Nobody's going to tell you, have you eaten today? How are you doing? Even when you walk yourself out and you go back home, you will be there and nobody's going to say, and that is how miserable it can be in this part of the world, especially for those who are not married. Even some married people are still lonely in their own house. I can attest to that. Even when you say you are married, you have your husband, you have your wife, all of you are here, and the children. Do you know that in some house, the children are not even talking to the parents because the time difference. Maybe 1 or 2 times they have time for family, whatever, and it is in a normal setting. So even when you have your wife here, you still feel lonely. Even when you have your husband here, you will still feel lonely. In this America, you will feel lonely. So loneliness is the only thing I know. But I know you can recoup yourself here in America. You can start all over again. You can decide to upgrade yourself. And you can make as much money you want to make in America. And life is better for you. Me, I can tell you, life is better for me here in America than staying in Nigeria. So if anybody has the chance, don't you see, there's nowhere there is no ups and downs. There's nowhere there is no problem. But when there is a problem, that woman was telling you, you have value for your work. You have value for it. If you work, you will get paid. Nobody's going to owe you a dime. If you out of the house, as I'm talking to you, I'm working. As I'm talking to you, I'm working. I'm being paid for this hour that I'm even talking here right now. And my money will get into my account. So how many people can boast of that in Nigeria? That when you work, you'll be paid. There is value for every time that you work. They will pay you your whatever you are worth. If it is $5 you are worth, they will pay you for it. If it is $20, if it is $50, some people work and they make $200 per hour. Am I right? Some people make $300 per hour in this country. So how do you want to compare those people with anybody? What type of comfortability do you want to buy for yourself that you cannot buy? Even those who are making $20 per hour, they can buy any comfortability for themselves in this country. Am I right? Yes. So that's it. And there is job everywhere. There is job everywhere. Unless you don't want to work, unless you are lazy.
America is not for lazy people at all.
Yes, you can, but you can work and die. Another thing about here is that you can work, and die on the job. I've seen people who have worked and
let's not use that word. That word is very strong.
Sorry.
So that they give
Sorry. So you can do that. That one, nobody's contesting that. But is it not better to work and buy than to buy in misery and poverty?
Yeah. Well.
Is it not better to work and see it a little out of your labor than not to get any work at all? And you'll be begging people. I was telling somebody, you don't beg anybody for anything in this country. You don't.
Who will even give you? They won't even give you.
And you don't even need to talk to anybody in this country.
They won't.
You don't need to talk to anybody. You are at liberty to live in your own world, create your own world. For those who like to go to club, you enjoy yourself. For those who like to go to restaurant, they can go. For those who travel, me, I like to go to Nigeria. That is where I get that's why I release my own energy. After a few months like this, I buy my tickets and I look for cheap tickets. I go and I will come back. When I'm refreshed, I come back to the same thing. Monotony is the problem here. You have to be doing the same thing over. So if you are easily bored with whatever you are doing, that's going to be a problem. You have to enjoy your job here if you want to. You have to enjoy doing it. Whatever you are doing, you have to enjoy doing it. If you don't enjoy it, then you will not see the value in the money they are even giving to you.
Absolutely.
Because you don't enjoy the job. So it's two problems. You will be frustrated doing the job, and you will not even enjoy the money that is coming for the job. But me, any job I've been doing in this country, I only think about the money. I don't think about the stress.
Anyway, guys, we need to take a break now. We'll be coming back later on tonight. Don't you dare go anywhere. I'll be back by 2 a.m. tonight, hopefully, and continue the conversation.
Thank you, Daddy Prince.
All of you that did not buy money gun now, when I come back later, I better go and prepare. Go and load. Load your money gun.